Last episode, I finally built an airfield and then struggled to make a couple of planes to occupy it. Today, I need to connect up a delivery system, sort out the interior of this hangar behind me because it's still completely empty apart from that tiny little plane, and then I need to get the goods transported all the way to here, the land that Frames forgot. We'll come back here later though. For now, I think it makes sense for me to start at the beginning and work out exactly what it is that we actually need to transport from here over to the hangar. Nope. So, as I was saying, we've got a few things here that we need to transport back to the main storage, and primarily the things that we're going to be using in crafting, not actually the food itself. Which means we need to transport wool, leather, and wheat, because that'll be used for mud bricks, and probably the bone meal. But I think that'll be about it. And when it comes to the wool, I don't think I want to transport all the different colours. I actually want to build a clothes shop over in the town that's going to have all of these, but I do want to ship some white wool back. And as you can see, we've got a lot more white wool than we have of anything else, and that's because all the sheep that are actually being harvested for their meat are dropping white wool when they're unalived. So we've got plenty to ship back to the main warehouse. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 items we want to transport. Thinking about it, I should probably turn my bone meal farm back on. There we go. That's got that going again. I'm just going to go check over here as well, see if there's anything else we want to transport. But to be honest, I don't think there is. No, all of this is food stuff, so yep, this can stay right here. So the first step, of course, is to get everything from the farmhouse over to here and have somewhere for it to get stored. And I think what I want to do for that is build a small sort of car park / loading bay area at the back of the hangars, and then we can transport the goods directly inside. And I think I also want to put in the other bit of this road as well and get the bus route back up and running, but that shouldn't take too long to sort out. And in fact, while I think of it, something else I'm going to need to do if we hop into free cam and just go below ground here is extend this, because if we want to actually be able to drive vehicles around, we're going to need to hollow out a lot more of this area so we can actually lay rail. So I guess I'm going to need to go grab my big drill again. That makes me feel a bit better. We've got the road in up here, and we've carved out a massive space down the bottom here so we can actually fit our rail in. Now, let's figure out this loading bit at the back here. And I reckon an area about that size should do the trick nicely. Let's just get the floor swapped out. And I think coarse dirt will do for a base. And we'll just put a small entrance in the back of the hangar for people that are parking up over here. And I think we're going to make some of these metal doors for this. Yeah, they look nice. I like that. And we'll just put in a little ledge there. Let's get a light in. So we'll just do one of these. And just like that, we have our back entrance. Now, let's just get the rest of this car park looking a little bit nicer, and then we'll figure out the delivery side of things. And there we go. I've just mixed in a little bit of dirt. We've also got some soul sand and some scoria for some extremely sort of muddy patches in a couple of the corners. A little bit of grass, and I think that's a pretty good canvas to be working with. And I think it might make sense to have some shipping containers at the back of the car park there, maybe 1 or 2 vehicles parked up, as well as, of course, the delivery van, which is going to be coming in. Before we clutter this up, though, I think it makes sense to actually sort out the delivery vehicle, get that on its route, so at least we know we've got enough space for it to turn around, do its maneuvers, and of course get back out and go away again. And of course we also need to make sure that it's transporting goods into somewhere in here. And I was planning to actually just use this vehicle, but because we're also going to need to deliver things to town in future and so on, I think this might actually warrant a different vehicle altogether. So what I'm going to do is just get all the rail in over to there. We'll find somewhere nice and flat, probably here, to actually build up the van. And then we can figure out all the pick-up and drop-off points from there. And it means we get to make a new van. Excellent. I've added a bunch of rail in down the bottom here, which follows those new roads we've just put in. And we should now hopefully be able to just go up top and create ourselves a train. By which I mean a truck, of course. And that's good. It looks like we did actually line that up with the center of the road. It might be a bit janky over there, but we kind of need a vehicle to test it out. So, right, what are we going to do? Being on a farm, we've already got a tractor going around, we've got a kind of van thing. Maybe it's time for some kind of a flatbed. And for that, I think we're going to go with a nice light blue, maybe a bit of cyan potentially. And if we chuck this into our loom upgrade table, look at this, we've got loads of options. So we can have a bit of fun with some textures as well. But this is going to be fairly similar to the ones we've actually built over in Viridium Shores. I mean, it's going to be the same dimensions, but I think I'm going to try and change up the back just a little bit. But as always, let's just start with some wheels. And in fact, let's actually have a quick look at the ones we've already built, because I can't remember if the wheels are 4 or 5 blocks apart. You, sir, how many blocks? That looks like 5, doesn't it? Yep, 5 blocks between the wheels. That's all we need to know. Glad I checked. I would have got that wrong. So let's quickly get this built up. You've seen me build many trucks before, so no need to go through this step by step. And hopefully when you come back, we'll have a nice looking truck. There we have it, 1 new truck complete, and I think it looks pretty good. I like it. I've called it the Airport Runner. Let's quickly get this glued together, and we'll take it for a test drive. Oh, I've forgotten the roof. There we go, much better. We're driving now. How is our road alignment going to be on these corners? Actually surprisingly good. So we're going to need to trim back that wall a little bit. That's fine. We can do a loop-de-loop and get back out, which is also fine, but also not what we actually want to do when we go in here. What we actually want to do is to come in this way, like this, and then reverse up. And this is where we'll drop everything off, and then we'll drive off and carry on back to the farmhouse. So that's good. What I need to do now is just get it over to the farmhouse and figure out the pickup system, which means I should probably put a right-hand turn in down here, and some extra signals too. I wonder... You reckon I can reverse this in next to the trailer, maybe? Of course we can't. We need the space for the loading system. But we could maybe reverse it into here. Yeah, that works. And it won't be in the way of the harvester because that's why we removed that bit of the fence. So, yeah, that should work a treat. So we'll stick a station in here. Call that Farm Bay 2. It can use this one for reversing, so that's not a problem. What is a problem, however, is that this is going to need to be a little bit straighter, then connect over to there, because otherwise he's not going to be able to get back out again. So that is him now parked in the station. He should be able to get around where he needs to. We just need to sort out the loading system for the 4 resources we want. But this is pretty much going to be exactly the same as this one here, except there's only going to be 4, not the 7 or so that's already there. That should just about do the trick, and I've also put redstone links on here as well, because at the other side I want to check the stock levels and basically just make sure we're not overfilling the airports. Mainly because we're producing a lot more wheat than anything else, and I don't want this thing getting filled up with wheat and then just nothing but wheat going backwards and forwards. That's just not ideal. And using these switches is going to be the best way to avoid that. So with the pickup system ready to go, I just need to sort out a drop-off system over here. But first things first, let's get in some stations so the truck can actually maneuver. So we'll need 1 here for drop-off, and we'll need another one here for reversing. We'll put in a signal to force the direction, and we should probably get a few more train signals in around here as well, mainly for future-proofing. I've got all the signals in. Let's go take this truck over to the other side. Though he's currently unhappy because I haven't got all the signals in. I've actually missed one thinking about it. That'll be this one right here, and that should get the tractor moving. Yep, there we go. Guess the tractor's doing a night shift, and we're going to have to wait for him to get out of the way before we go for our drive. Good to know nothing clashes, though. Got the new truck over at the other station by the airport. Now we just need to work out how we're going to offload things. To be honest, we can get away with using just one of these, and I think we're going to do something crazy and actually use some conveyor belts. We haven't used these in a long time. But I think we want to be storing everything up here in vaults just to switch things up a bit. I feel like we've been using the drawers maybe a little bit too much. I mean, we started using them over the belts because we had so few frames left of Iridium Shores, but we don't really have that problem here. So yeah, let's use some belts and make it a bit more creatified. Although that does mean I've got to bring power here from all the way over there. That's going to be a lot of shafts. So let's just see where this is going to come out on the inside. I'm still outside. Okay, maybe let's just go this way a little bit first and then go up. Well, would you look at that? We're inside, but we're right by the door. So we also need to go a few more blocks this way. Then we can do this and then go up. So belt there, and then we'll see where this one needs to go. Right about there, it would seem. And I realise I'm about to put something that's going to look like a tiny factory inside an airport, but don't worry about that. We'll hide all of this stuff pretty much around the back, and we'll just have some vaults out the front here. So the belts are in. Let's grab some power. I think the closest bit is probably this bit here by the windmill. And this is why I dig out big underground caves. Finally, right, we're here. And there we go, that's all the belts running. This shouldn't have anything in it yet because I've not turned the funnels around at the other side, but at least we know all of this is going to work. Now we just need some vaults, but I'm thinking maybe instead of vaults, we should probably use shipping containers. It's going to look a little bit better. So we're going to put a nice long belt in the back here. More chain drives. And now we just need some shipping containers, I think we're actually going to use instead of vaults. Although, thinking about it, shipping containers have that problem where, although they do store resources, they only store 1 stack per block, which isn't really an issue for our current uses. But they do have a habit of actually deleting the inventory when the server restarts. So, maybe what I could do is make it look like we're using shipping containers, but actually we're just hiding drawers inside. Best of both worlds then, right? So to make that work, we're going to have to be a bit sneaky. So if we punch a hole in the floor there, then we're going to end up with a crate that looks weird on the side. Well, that's no good, because we're going to need to have a hole in the middle for the drawers to actually do their thing. Although thinking about it, maybe we could be a different kind of sneaky. If we put the shipping containers in front like this, what we could actually be doing is this, and then just pulling everything back into drawers, which kind of makes this whole thing pointless, but it'll look quite cool, hopefully. So I do miss seeing resources actually moving around and whatnot. Although I've been a bit silly, I don't want a funnel there. I want a smart chute. There we go. Let's just get a few more containers in. Oh, I'm going to need more of them. Well, I changed my mind again. I'm actually now just feeding it directly into this set of storage drawers and then bringing it back down again, which makes that entire bit even more pointless than it already was. But from up here, it is going to look quite cool. We'll be able to see everything coming up and going in. So, yep, I think it's worth it. And I made it look a bit nicer out the front here. But yeah, still got a lot of work to do in here. We'll cover that later. For now, let's see if we can get the rest of this system sorted out. So down here, we're just going to have a drawer for each one of the resources. And then we're going to stick a threshold switch on the back of each one, along with a redstone link that we need to make sure we're setting to the same signals. And now when these boxes get 75% full, they're going to send out a signal, which is going to turn off the funnel at the other end and stop any of that resource getting onto the van. And as I say, that's just going to stop us getting overfull of primarily wheat. So now comes the difficult bit, which is going to be loading up the plane, because the plane has only got one receiver, and to make sure we don't overload it all with one resource, we're going to have to be a little bit clever, maybe, somehow. Although, I think I have an idea, because those boxes down there are only ever going to hold about 1,700 or so, and that is about what a barrel can hold. We've got 7 barrels on here, so even if it's a little bit over, that's still fine. So in theory, each time this plane comes along, it should be able to completely empty those 4 drawers. As long as we don't upgrade them like I did just a moment ago, but I think I've removed them all. I will double check, because I only seem to have 7 upgrades in here, and I'm pretty sure I had 8. But as long as we keep those drawers on minimum settings, that should work. However, if this van here is offloading while the plane is loading, then that might kind of break the system. So what I need to do is put in a station over here first. So I'm going to put this on that bit of rail there. We'll just quickly dig down, make sure we're putting this down below. We'll just call that airport load for now. And what we can do, if we grab ourselves a comparator, which I think we actually need to make some, so let's quickly do that. And we'll have a comparator go out there into a redstone signal, which is going to be comparator and diamond upgrade, because, well, that's fairly unique, I should imagine. Then we'll stick a receiving one there with a comparator going into that station. Once again, comparator diamond upgrade. Set it to receive, and I've just realised that's not what I wanted to do at all. What I actually want to do is turn off this funnel when the plane's in there, so that if this truck is here at the same time as the plane, at least they're not going to both be loading. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Right, that should do the trick. So now we need to get the loading system in, and I believe the storage interface is... Oh, wait a minute, we should probably actually pull the plane into the station first. That's a weird sentence. Right, that's better. So, the storage interface is there. So let's dig a little hole here. And yep, there we go, that is connecting. Will it connect from one lower? No. No, it will not. No worries, we'll just use a framed board to cover that up. However, now what we need to do is feed things into it. So, if we use smart chutes, like so, and then grab an encased fan, stick that there, and then still a bit more power, then items are now moving upwards in the chutes. That is good. Then all I need to do is bring over this storage trim all the way over to there. Then we can just put a drawer controller slave in there. We'll put some chutes in. We'll have a funnel going in there, one coming out there, and look at that. Beautiful. And because the plane is actually pulled in at the moment, you'll see that's giving off a redstone signal, which means if we go all the way over here, we can see that should be locking this. And in fact, it's actually locking the storage interface as well, which is good. But either way, it means that this will not offload if the plane is loading up. So now with all of that sorted, I think what I can do is turn on the funnels over on this side just by changing the direction on them. Look at that. Then we're going to make a tiny little andesite man, put him in here as a driver. I'll set him up a schedule so he'll run once a day, and hopefully if I just do this, he should set off on his way. Let's sit on the back and... Oh, no, you're going too fast, sir. Oh, geez. Oh, my days. I've made a terrible mistake. Well, I suppose at least we'll see if he makes the journey. He is absolutely hooning it. But hopefully he'll go up there and then he'll pull in and reverse into the right space. Nope. No, he won't. I think I just need to move this rail ever so slightly. Let's start it there and get it to there. While he's here, let's quickly slow him down. Don't need you going crazy fast, sir. And I want to make sure he can get out and round that corner. Excellent. Now, this will be interesting. He should stop because the tractor's there. Okay, he did. But I think it's fair to say that maybe the signals are a little bit close for the tractor there. So we're going to have to fix that. And why is this van going backwards all of a sudden? What is your problem? Okay, it appears we've got a few things to fix here. Let's just see if this van makes it to the airport car park correctly first. Well, it's looking good so far. But because the plane is currently in the loading station area, it's not actually going to do anything. So what we should do is roll this one forward slightly, which I guess means we should probably put a second station in because I only want the plane flying off once a day, really. But over here, yeah, look at that. We can see everything coming in. If we just pull this train into here, and there we go. We can see the plane loading up as well. Although we do have some holes in the runway to fix. But we can see that is currently loading up with leather, and hopefully it'll be able to load up with everything else as well. Fingers crossed it'll have an even amount of everything, give or take. What I'm going to do is put a second station in here, just so it's got a station it can go and park at, and not actually block that, just in case the truck and the plane happen to be here at the same time trying to do their thing. So let's quickly fix these other issues, which is that truck facing the wrong way. There we go, that's better. And I need to change up these signals for the harvester because they were way too close. So way back there should work better, and to be honest, that one's probably already fine. So we're making good progress. We're taking things from the farmhouse, we're dropping them off at the airport, and now we're getting them onto the plane. In fact, here he comes now. Look at this. Wonderful. Although he should probably be just a little bit faster. He's a little bit too slow at the moment, isn't he? There you go, try that. Oh, no, you're going the wrong way. What have I done? Right, try that again. No. Well, I don't know what this guy's problem is, so I'm just going to drive him to the destination myself. Right, hopefully all of these issues are sorted now. Jeez. So, next up on the delivery network, we need to take everything from this plane and get it all the way over to Meridian Shores down here, which is quite the distance. But that's why we went AFK at the end of last episode, to try and get ourselves lots more phantom membranes, so we can, of course, make more phantom rails. And that was fairly successful. We managed to get 93 membrane, and we should be able to get all that turned into phantom rail over here. Nope, I'm doing it wrong. Oh, geez. We need another deployer in here. Okay, let's just chuck these ones back through. There we go. Now we're getting phantom rail, and it's all getting automatically picked up by my bag. Okay, that's why it's suddenly disappearing. Got a bit worried there. But we do get 32 rail for each one of these membranes, so I'm hoping that this is going to be enough to do the whole journey. And it was. I've made it all the way here to Meridian Shores, but that was not easy. I've spent the last few hours pillaring up, laying rail, and then removing pillars so we have a nice clean route all the way. And trying to get the flight path to look smooth because it's a plane was also fairly difficult, but I've done what I can within the restraints of Create and how far you can lay track, and I've tried to get in some big sweeping curves. So as you can see on this side, it's going to come swooping in like this, it's going to go down here, it's going to sort of swoop down here, land, and then pull into a dock here that doesn't actually exist yet. And then when it's done, it'll swoop round here, take off, rejoin the path, and go all the way back. But if we take a look at the map, we can see the actual route we're taking here. It's pretty direct. It pretty much just cuts straight across the map. We go past the bus route and a few bridges, which is nice. And then at this end, it just sort of swoops back round for the landing. So far, I'm very pleased with how it's come along, but now I need to sort out a dock down here. And these sort of seaplanes, they generally don't go up to a dock that's like this, like a big sort of stony dock. It's just not really how it works for them. They sit lower in the water, and the docks tend to actually line up with the pontoons, and more often than not, the ones I've seen are wooden. So I think what I might do is put in some stone stairs and a small stone platform, and then just extend the dock off of that. And I think something like that should do the trick. I do, of course, need to bring the track a little bit closer to the dock, but that's all we really wanted. Just something small and wooden. We've got some stairs for access. Let's just get this rail moved, get the plane moved over, and then we can figure out the drop-off system. Well, that's looking better. I brought the rail in closer. I've also actually shrunk the dock down by a block, but that all lines up much better. The only problem we're having is these flying fish keep jumping onto land and, well, dying eventually. Oh well, not my fault. But now what we need to do is figure out the drop-off system, and over here it is fairly framey. We've already got a lot going on over here because nearly every single one of these buildings, of course, does have a farm inside it, plus we've got lots of vehicles, forklifts, trucks and trains and all sorts moving around. And as a result, the frames over here do suffer quite a lot, and I don't really want to be adding to that problem, so I'm going to try and do this as simply as possible. So the first thing we're going to need is a portable storage interface, and yep, that is in the right place. Then we're going to need a chute and a draw controller slave. We're going to need a whole bunch of trims to bring this over to the wall. And I guess the only downside to all of this is that this little bit here is going to be visible underwater, but there's not really much I can do about that. Apart from turn the shaders on, then you can't see underwater at all. But we don't play with shaders, so we're just going to have to put up with that, I guess. Now, what I want to do is just connect these drawers all the way back down the dock. We'll stick a draw controller in there, and I can stretch that all the way to here. And then what we want to do is essentially transfer items into another system. So if we stick a controller slave there, shoot in between, and then I just need to keep this chain going all the way until we can reach the other storage system. It's a little bit janky, but that should all be connected now. We essentially have one system dropping into the second system, and then this one will drop into the main system. We just need to give them some homes. So if we put wool over here and bone meal here, and we need to sort out these stations here as well. So that one was bone meal. Let's give it a name. And this one was wool. And then we'll just do the same for the leather and the wheat on the other side. And there we go, that's those sorted. That's 4 new items linked up to our delivery network, which I'm very pleased about. And by using drawers to get it from there to here, we haven't added to the problems we have over here in regards to frames. Good stuff. And if I just put in this last bit of connection here, it should actually offload the plane, which it's not going to do because I've linked it up to the wrong storage network down here. This one is for the Blaze Cake Factory. I need to link over to there. Right, maybe that'll work. Nope, things are still not offloading, so I wonder if I've made some of these paths a little bit too long. There's an easy way to test. Let's just set this to 1 and remove that. Well, there we go. Problem discovered. Oh no, wait a minute. I know what the problem is. It's not that we've gone too far. I think it's because we haven't actually added any drawers into the system. So if we put a drawer here, get the drawer controller slaves back in, and then have a drawer there with a chute, then hopefully things can actually pass through now. Yep, there we go. And we know they're going into the system because they're disappearing. But I did forget you can't actually have a drawer system without any drawers in it, which makes sense when you think about it. And yep, look at that. We've got wheat, we've got leather, and we've got wool and bone meal. Now it's probably hooked up to the delivery system, which means all I need now is a pilot. Hello, buddy. Welcome to existence. Chuck him in there. And then if we just give this guy a schedule, hopefully, he should go... No. No, why are you going in the wrong direction? Let's try that again. You're going to go the right way this time, okay? Oh, wow, it actually worked. Let's get back and decorate that hangar. I think I'm just about done. So with the car park out the back here, I've just added some containers and boxes, a truck that's not really being driven, as you can tell by the grass that's been growing around it, and just generally try to make it look a little bit busier. I've also done a little bit of the road out the front here. We've got a wonky gate, which I think looks pretty good, although I did actually put that in earlier. I just don't think I pointed it out, maybe? I can't remember. But I think that's looking pretty good, and I'm gonna call that finished. But more importantly, the inside is looking a lot better as well. I've added some shelves to the back and just cluttered them with lots lots of stuff and things, and Create Mod has been fantastic for this because there's so many items I can make and stick on the shelves that just kind of look a bit like plane parts, machine parts, and things like that. But that's made the back wall look a lot busier. We've also got a workbench over here, some toolboxes and things like that, some sheets of metal, and even the hand cranks look quite cool. Don't know what it is, but it looks cool. I've also stuck a small sort of office type area in this corner. Once again, there's another shelf there with some smaller parts. We've got a desk and a work area, and I think that works pretty well. I've also added a couple of tanks and a few more crates on this side, and over this way, we've even got an open crate as if a delivery's just arrived of whatever these things are. I mean, we know they're water wheels, but let's just pretend they're plane parts, shall we? And look at that, we've even got cockroaches in here. Perfect. So with the interior done, I think the last thing this place needs is a name. Oh, and look at that, the plane's about to take off. But if you've got any ideas for a name for this airfield, please do let me know in the comments. There's a river over the back, there's going to be trees here, there might even be sort of some more trees and a little forest walk in this area. Plus we've got the farm and the valley and the hills and so on. So do let me know your thoughts. But sadly, that's all we've got time for today, so I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now.